Hey everyone, Patrick here. We're about a week into 2013 and wanted to take a look at another piece of technology that I've personally seen increase the efficiency and effectiveness of my company's marketing and sales. And in fact, it's kind of funny. I actually think when I use this technology in my sales process, I get more people asking about it than my company, which I guess can be depressing sometimes. But I'm glad I'm able to introduce a great Boston area company to as many firms as possible, and hopefully this review and introduction will continue that trend. So what am I talking about? TimeTrade. TimeTrade allows you to address that really annoying issue of scheduling meetings. So from a sales process, you just had a great webinar, and you have 16 people that want to have meetings. You have all these holds you have to put on your calendar, back and forth, trying to make it work. There is a better way. It's called TimeTrade. I've happily used TimeTrade myself for the past, I guess, over a year now. And what I thought I could do is just walk you through some of its basic functionality, look at some use cases, talk about its pricing, and hopefully give you guys enough motivation to give it a try. So let's look at the functionality of TimeTrade. You'll register yourself, you'll get an account, and then you'll be able to create an activity when you log in. An activity is essentially the type of meeting someone can put on your calendar. And so you can just name it, let's just say test here, the length of that meeting in essentially 15-minute increments, and then a description that will be put on the calendar once someone actually accepts the meeting. You can also talk about what type of meeting it is. Often I'm doing phone-based meetings. So once you do that, you can actually set up some rules or some logic around the type of availability you want. So that way people aren't booking you 24/7. So I typically do the 9 to 5 type approach, or in this case we'll do 9 to 2, and you can see that these are acceptable times. You can also let the calendar know that they need to give you at least 1 day notice, and they can't schedule it more than 3 weeks ahead. What's great about this is you can just set up your general availability, and it's going to compare this availability that you find acceptable for this type of meeting with your general availability on your Outlook calendar or other calendar service you use. And the way it does that is by actually adding a plugin to your Outlook. And of course, in addition to adding this meeting to your calendar, it's also sending an invitation to the person who set the meeting in the first place. So once you add your availability, then it's a matter of would you like to include a welcome message, or add a prompt question for the person, like my favorite, what's your favorite color? So let's look at what this looks like from the perspective of the person who's setting themselves up for a meeting. So you've set up this activity, you say sent out links to follow up on a cold calling campaign you're doing, so you left them a voicemail, and then you sent them an email saying, hey, sorry I missed you, I really think there'd be a lot of value in us chatting, let's take 30 minutes to go over how we might be able to help. And in that email where you had let's take 30 minutes, you included a link that says you can also schedule that call here. So someone clicks on that link and they may get brought to a welcome message like this. And if the welcome message just is compelling, the person is still wanting to have a meeting with me, then they can click continue, and it's going to pull up a calendar. And I allow people to schedule up to 3 weeks out, so the calendar has no need to go much further than that. And what it's done is it's already checked my calendar to see what availability I have on these different days. So you can see anywhere from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. This day I'm not as available, so there are only 2 items. And so I'm going to pick one. I want to talk on the 16th at 5:30. And then it's going to ask for my basic information. Okay, now that that's all been filled out, I'll hit continue, and I have an opportunity to confirm that yes, in fact, I do want to speak at 5:30 on January 16th. So if you're not already excited about the potential applications of TimeTrade, let's go over some of the use cases that I think have some real potential to increase marketing and sales efficiency in 2013. So there's the pure sales calling approach, where your sales team is really working to set meetings, and they're calling, they're emailing, they're calling, they're emailing. We all know that the easier we make the process for the person we're trying to interact with, the more likely they'll actually take the action we'd like them to. There's also, say, the webinar campaign. The webinar hasn't even ended yet, but you can actually drive people towards a link where they can schedule a meeting with a sales rep to cover more questions or their interest in your product or technology. And then there's also the back of the ebook or on the blog. Really, the options are essentially limitless in terms of how you can use TimeTrade to improve your marketing and sales process. I think it's a matter of just getting the team to sit around the table and brainstorm and test. And the best part about TimeTrade is you can test for free. So in summary, TimeTrade is a great functional tool that you can literally start using tomorrow for free. And I hope you do give it a try and see how your meeting rates increase and your marketing campaign effectiveness to get people into the pipeline increases. So I'll add a link to TimeTrade in the description of this video, and look forward to seeing more videos about technology that's going to improve your marketing and sales efficiency in 2013. And please subscribe to my channel.